In this video, I go over 6 essential tips that you need to learn and a few realities, I suppose, as well to be successful on Amazon FBA. Hi, my name is Simon. I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller in the UK, and today we're going to go over those 6 things that you need to learn to be successful on Amazon FBA. So the first one is you need to have a plan on how you're going to actually make your money. Now, the best way to do this, I think, is to set yourself some goals. Now, it might be that your goal is to maybe make £1,000 a month or 2,000 or whatever your goal is, basically. But you need to set that goal first, and then from there, you can then build a plan to actually achieve that goal. Now, what I've got on screen here is a resource that's available in my free Discord group, link in the description, by the way, guys. And what this basically shows you is how much you need to be spending every month to make a certain amount of money at a certain ROI. So generally, I tell all my students and anyone who asks for help that you need to be looking at a minimum of 30% ROI. So here, if we are looking, for example, to make £1,000 a month profit, we need to be spending £3,333 a month. So if you're not spending that amount of money, you can't be surprised that you're not making £1,000. Now, obviously, if you've got high ROI, maybe you're only at the 40% ROI, you only need to spend £2,500. But, you know, as a general rule, we'll stick to 30%. And then obviously, if you make more, even better. So that just gives you an idea of what you need to do. So you really need to set yourself a plan. Now, obviously it goes beyond this as well. You need to decide what category you're going to source in. Maybe you're a generalist. Maybe you're someone who wants to specialize. You know, both methods work. I'm more of a specialist myself, but, you know, I know guys that do even more money than I do every month, and they sell anything and everything. So, the main thing is just coming up with a plan on what you're going to do, where you're going to source from, what's your main way going to be to get your items, how, you know, your main sourcing method. And obviously that can change over time and plans change as well. And once you've got all that in place, you can then go ahead and spend the money. And you can obviously divide up these monthly spends by the number of days that you source. Maybe you source Monday to Friday every week. That's 20 sourcing days a month. So you can divide the number by 20. It gives you a rough idea. But as a general rule, it's a monthly average. Obviously, some days are better than others. But yeah, guys, plan is very important. Now, the next thing obviously depends on what your business model is, but generally, Amazon is a low profit, high volume business. And when I say low profit, I mean maybe between £1 or £2 or £3 profit per item. And then you're selling those items in volume. So if you're making £3 per product, for example, and you want to make £1,000 a month, you need to be selling 333 of those items a month. And obviously, if you want to scale up to say 10,000 profit a month, then it goes to 3,333. Pretty sure my math is correct on that. But yeah, guys, generally, as a general rule, especially if you're doing health and beauty and toys and things like that, it is a volume game. So you need to be getting those volumes of items. That is kind of the reality of Amazon FBA. Now, it doesn't have to be. There are many other strategies. I don't do health and beauty. My business model isn't actually quantity because I didn't want to go and have like a volume business. But as a general rule, like I said, this is what Amazon FBA is. It's a bit of quantity, a bit of volume, and just churning the stock. Now, this especially becomes true if you start looking into wholesale and things like that. But, you know, that's kind of beyond the scope of this video. But yeah, as a general rule, guys, volume is key. Now, the next thing is a phrase that I've coined, and that is hold is gold. Guys, you need to be holding out for items to waiting for the prices to come back so that your profits are met. Now, I'm going to talk more about this in the next point, but when items tank, and items do tank in prices, you've got to just be patient and hold out for the ROI that you're looking for, where it's 20, 30, 40%. This is why it's essential to do good research on the products that you buy and know that even if some sellers jump onto the items, that the profit is going to eventually come back. And this is why I always look at the best case scenario and the worst case scenario of what an item is going to sell for. And ideally, I want that worst case scenario to be break even. But yeah, generally, guys, hold is gold. 2 to 3 month holds can be very profitable. Let everyone else sell out and make pennies while you're holding out and making pounds. Now, before we go on to the final 3 tips, I want to talk about my sponsor, Profit Protector Pro. Now, Profit Protector Pro has been essential for my business to absolutely maximize my profits. It's obviously hard work doing all the sourcing, prepping, sending the items into Amazon. It seems a shame to do all that work and then sell your items for less money than you could get. So that's where Profit Protector Pro comes in. If you set up the correct strategies, they've got a bunch of different algorithmic AI strategies. It will be working hard to push up your prices to absolutely maximize your profit. And if you guys want to check that out, there's a link in the description. So my 4th sort of tip, point, or maybe this one's more of a reality. If you are in a group like Mental Picks, which is a group that I absolutely 100% promote, and I really do think it's very good. If you use software like Arbisource, you know, whatever it is you're using, where there's more than one person in it, there is going to be some price tanking. It is inevitable. So unless you're doing all the sourcing yourself, you cannot expect all these products that these softwares and groups post to be, maintain their prices, 100%. There is going to be some price tanking. Now, this comes back to my previous point where you need to learn how to hold items and be patient. So if you want to avoid products that never tank, then you really need to source yourself. And even then, that doesn't guarantee it. The Amazon FBA business right now is a little bit saturated, especially in certain categories such as health and beauty, toys and video games, and things like that. So you really need to be patient when it comes to a lot of these deals and just accept the reality that there is going to be some price tanking, guys, and other people are going to be jumping on. This is why, even though a lead gets posted in a group or you find it in the software, you need to be doing your own research to understand how that product's going to react to sellers jumping on and how long realistically you're going to have to wait until the price comes back. This doesn't stop me from buying those leads, guys. I just know I'm going to have to hold them maybe for 1 month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. Maybe it's a Q4 hold to get the most profit. But that's how I make the big bucks. And that's how my ROI is like 40, 50, 60%. Because I'm willing to hold out and wait for everyone else to sell out for, pennies on the dollar, making very little money, and I'm sat there waiting, being patient, and make the big bucks. The next sort of tip, or this one's another reality, I suppose, as well, is Amazon to Amazon, Mental Picks as a good example as well, Arbisource, links for all those in the below, by the way, for Mental Picks, Arbisource, if you want to join those. You have to be realistic on how much you're actually going to make from those groups. Now, it's going to be somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 profit a month is pretty much where you're going to be at. You're not going to make tens of thousands of pounds from these groups. Realistically, let's say it's £1,000. So if you join Mental Picks, which right now it costs $79.99, and you buy the leads, you're going to be making around £1,000 a month from those. Obviously, it depends how many you buy. It's the same thing with Arbisource. Again, it depends how much effort and stuff you put into it, but a general rule, again, would be probably £1,000 per month profit. And Amazon to Amazon as well. This thing runs very hot and cold. Again, on average, probably about £1,000 per month. Now, I make more on Amazon than £1,000 per month. I make at least 2,000 or 3,000 per month from Amazon to Amazon because I'm really patient. I buy the good products. I go deep when I can. So this all just comes from learning from experience. But as a general rule, guys, yeah, if looking for, even if it's £500, guys, it's still well above what the membership fee is. So a little bit of a reality check, I suppose, for some people out there maybe, but there's still loads of profit to be made. I only promote stuff that I really think is good, which is why I promote Mental Picks, Arbisource, for example. But yeah, a little bit of a reality check. And the final tip is that if you want to be pushing your profits up to the £5,000 or £10,000 a month, you need to be learning how to source yourself. You basically can't really get to those levels consistently without doing some sourcing yourself. Now, you can obviously carry on just sourcing yourself, manually sourcing and, finding deals all the time. Or what you can do is you can get really good at sourcing, and then at that point you can get a virtual assistant, and then you can train them exactly what you've done, and then you can pass on those tasks to them. But you guys need to learn how to source. This is another sort of reality of the business. This is not a get rich quick, easy, passive scheme to make money. You have to put the legwork in. Again, this is probably another reality maybe. I wasn't sure what I was going to title this video. Maybe it was like 6 realities. Who knows what I end up titling it. But these are tips, realities, I don't know what you want to call them really. But yeah, you need to learn how to source, guys. It's a really important tip. And yeah, all these things that I'm mentioning here have come from, training students, from seeing questions asked to me, in my free Discord group, or DMs, people saying, things are tanking, groups are rubbish, whatever. I'm just trying to give the reality here, guys. So there's money to be made here. It's not easy, it's not passive, but yeah, it's there anyway. So cool. Right, guys, hopefully you didn't find that video too negative or anything like that, and you still want to do Amazon FBA. It's still a fantastic opportunity, guys. I'm a massive advocate of Amazon FBA, but these were just some sort of realities that I really wanted to just give across. A few tips maybe there as well to really help you with your Amazon FBA journey. And the sooner you guys learn these tips or realities, the better it's going to be for your Amazon FBA business, and the sooner you're going to be able to grow as well. And that way you're not stuck in a rut wondering why you're not making a certain amount of money because you're making maybe some mistakes or whatever. So guys, hope you enjoyed that, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.